Hello everyone, and welcome to our webinar on hosted data management with MaxGeo. First, I wanted to take you through a few items of housekeeping. As this is a webinar, I have all of the audience on mute. If you want to ask a question, please go ahead and type the question into the Q&A box, and I will get to all of the questions at the end. If you are having trouble hearing, please check your speaker volume and so on. If it just won't work for you, can you please call the number provided on the screen? I'm Ria Brabham, Technical Manager for Hosting at MaxGeo's head office in Fremantle, WA. I've been a geologist for 15 years with a background in exploration, mining and resource geology, and I'm a strong advocate for good data management. I know firsthand some of the frustrations caused by inefficient data capture and an unstructured data storage solution. In today's webinar, I will explain the benefits of implementing MaxGeo hosting for your company for a premier data management solution. Data, it's everything. A quarter century of digital transformation has gotten us here to the advent of the data age. From the introduction of email through to broadband, Wi-Fi, cloud storage, software as a service, and big data analytics, the pieces have been moving into place. Now in the year 2021, we are at the cusp of something new. In just 4 years, by 2025, the global data sphere will triple to 175 zettabytes, where a zettabyte is a billion terabytes. To thrive in this new age, every organisation needs a complete view of its data, real-time insight, with the ability to take real-time action. In the case of geological data, we are talking about the hundreds of drill hole data points and thousands of lab data points that are collected by the average explorer or miner each time period to be analysed. Without the accurate collection, storage, and analysis of this data, an explorer may release their results inaccurately to investors, or the mine may blast in the wrong place. Much has been written about the time value of data. The notion that how much information is worth to the business drops quickly after it is created. Incorporated in this statement is the notion that if capturing, analysing, and acting on that information can be made faster, the value to the business increases. Imagine this scenario. A client is drilling a diamond hole targeting a small downhole EM target at 300 metres depth. It cannot deviate more than 1 degree in 30 metres in order to hit the target with accuracy. The diamond drilling company sends real-time reflex gyro sprint IQ downhole survey data through the Index Hub IQ application on their tablet. The geologist approves the data in the Index Hub. The client's hosted database polls the approved Index Hub through an automated interface every 15 minutes. The geologist receives an automated export to import into their 3D geological software. The drill hole trace is tracking off its planned trajectory, and the geologist instructs the driller to change barrel configuration to steer the hole accurately toward the target. MaxGeo can make this work for you in hosting. But first, I would like your views, please. I'm about to launch a poll for you to respond to on your screen. How do you manage your data at the moment? We have a database and a DBA. We have a database but no DBA. We have a series of spreadsheets and documents. Well, I'd rather not say. So most of the responses collected so far indicate that you have a database and a DBA. Why is good data management important? It allows information to be stored for future reference and easy retrieval. It makes it easier for your employees to find and understand the information that they need to focus on data modelling and analysis. It provides the structure for information to be easily shared with others. A good data management system decreases risk, improves efficiency, and reduces costs. Improved data management leads to more confident decision-making across an organisation. A good data management system is centralised, scalable, efficient, rapidly accessible, and highly secure. It assures data quality through immediate validations, involves robust workflows, and is optimised for integration and automation. Data can be your most valuable asset. MaxGeo can treat it right with our hosting solution. We can cater for exploration companies embarking on a small soil sampling campaign to a multi-project mining company with numerous operations working around the clock. Increasing efficiencies and reducing costs is at the forefront of the service we provide. Gone are the days of paper-based logging, thumb drive data transfers, complex IT infrastructure, and on-prem database administrators. MaxGeo provides a hosting solution for streamlining data management, addressing some of the challenges with modern technologies. MaxGeo have been around for more than 20 years and operating a hosted environment since 2015. The hosting team are dedicated to providing a premier solution and enhancing client experience by providing unlimited access to our expert team of database geologists and administrators. A cloud-based solution negates any on-premise IT infrastructure challenges, which allows for rapid deployment and integration with third-party data providers. We automate data import and export wherever possible, which allows for efficiency and reduces costs for your company. So how exactly do we achieve this? Well, before I get into that, I'd like your input again, please. I'm about to launch the second poll. Which business aspect is most important to you? So the choices we have are data security, having an expert DBA on hand when you need one, cost-effective data management, and the ability to view your data anywhere, anytime. And there's no surprises there. Oh, actually, no, we've got spread it quite evenly. We've got having an expert DBA, cost-effective data management, and the ability to view your data anywhere, anytime. So I would expect that they are all very important. So it's good to see that everyone thinks the same. Conveniently, your hosted database lives on Amazon Web Services or AWS, i.e. the cloud. It's fast, flexible, convenient and secure, and best of all, doesn't involve the IT crowd. According to a press release in 2019 by executive advisory group Gartner, by 2022, 75% of databases will be hosted in the cloud. Why? Ecosystems are forming around cloud service providers that can allow for easier integration between other CSPs via an application programming interface, or APIs. Sounds techy? Don't worry. Things like Index or reflex downhole survey gyros, structural IQ logger, and drill plods can be integrated to a hosted MaxGeo database through an API. Assay laboratories are beginning to offer API services which in future will allow for seamless, secure integration straight from the lab into your database. This is in distinct contrast to an on-premise database. On-prem SQL databases require their own SQL Server infrastructure that requires installation, maintenance, and updates by your IT service provider. This includes considerations for database backups and security, as well as allowing for on-site database administration. Think of the hosting infrastructure in layers. There is an MDS database that sits on an SQL server, which is implemented on the AWS. What is SQL? Databases can become large very quickly. You may remember late last year, a technical error caused by some Microsoft Excel data files exceeding the maximum size during COVID-19 testing in the UK. It meant almost 16,000 cases between 25th of September and the 2nd of October 2020 were left out of the UK daily case figures. Microsoft Excel cannot exceed about 1 million rows. Microsoft Access databases cannot exceed 2 GB. Nowadays, typically geological databases are larger than this. SQL, or SQL as it's commonly known, is a type of server which we use in the hosted environment. Its limitation size for data storage is 500,000 terabytes. What is MDS? The relational database in the hosting environment works on the MDS, or MaxGeo data schema. The MDS has been created and refined over a 20-year period and handles the relationships, constraints, and validations for all of your geological related data tables and fields. In other words, the MaxGeo database has been built specifically to handle the volume and complexity of geological data. Now, let's talk about how you see all that data. MaxGeo's hosting service comes with a subscription to Datashed 5. Datashed 5 is browser-based, so no matter where you are, as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection, any registered user can log in, view, filter, interrogate, and export data. Datashed 5 gives accessibility to all stakeholders across your organisation, whether it be the CEO keeping abreast of the progress of projects, or field geologists checking recently synchronised drill hole locations and logging data right next to the rig. We frequently hear frustrating stories of exploration managers who lost a day of productive drill time because they couldn't access the previous day's results in time, or executives who very nearly missed a stock exchange deadline because they weren't provided with the data in time. With Datashed 5, these problems are no longer problems. Datashed 5 brings a level of visualization to the database that has not previously been seen in data management systems. The map view is the landing page, great for visual validation of drill hole locations and retrieval of tenement information. The QC dashboard plots standards, blanks, and duplicates, allowing for ongoing monitoring of QC. The drilling summary dashboard allows for the visualization of drill plot details, which aids in the reconciliation of drilling invoices. And reports can be scheduled for automatic delivery to your email inbox. A number of functions are automated as part of hosting, reducing costs and inefficiencies. This includes automatic assay loading, or as we affectionately call it, OWL, which also flags assay batches that contain QC samples that fail QC policy, such as standards outside 3 standard deviations of expected values, or duplicates outside 10% of original assays. We have also recently implemented automatic grid transformations on collar, downhole survey, and point tables, which automatically transform from original grid XYZ coordinates to local, MGA, and lat-long systems. In hosting, we can also create scheduled jobs using SSIS packages for repetitive tasks, such as calculation of significant intercepts, desurveying of downhole tables, export of files for integration to 2D or 3D geological software packages. Finally, there are a number of reports available from Datashed 5 that can be generated automatically and delivered to your inbox. The hosted solution includes the integration of logging data through MaxGeo's logging application Logchief. Data can be captured and validated at the point of collection in Logchief and synchronized directly to the hosted database. If there is no connectivity, Logchief conveniently stores your logging data until a connection becomes available. MaxGeo's hosted solution also supports API integrations with third-party providers such as reflex downhole survey tools through Index Hub IQ, Structural IQ Logger, geophysical LAS files, reflex digital drill plods, Imago core photography, and ALS WebTrieve API. Our generic hosted solution can be deployed quickly as there is no installation of database software required on your premise. MaxGeo undertake a data-first process to determine your current data structure and a migration to the hosting environment, MDS and SQL Server on AWS. Hosting involves a yearly subscription for Datashed 5 and the associated functionality. Onboarding is straightforward and involves deploying Logchief logging software, including training for users. Ongoing data management is provided by a team of data geology specialists on an as-needed basis. Your data can be your most valuable asset. Your data will be stored securely in our AWS, Amazon Web Service, the most flexible and secure cloud computing environment available today. Regular backups of your database are scheduled, and your subscription includes regular database auditing. You will have the confidence that you have an industry best practice data management system. A survey by the Institute of Management Accountants found that lower total cost of ownership, data access, and streamlined business processes were the main reasons why companies move their databases to the cloud. By being hosted, you may avoid many costs, such as hardware and software installations, upgrades and maintenance, IT support, database administrator wages and training, as well as the hidden cost of software and hardware latency and redundancy. In the hosted environment, your database will be upgraded for you when new functionality becomes available. This ensures you're always running with the most current and stable data management system. Hosted data management services averaged $2.17 per metre sampled in 2018. This is in comparison with approximate costs for RC drilling of $50 per metre, diamond drilling of $160 per metre, and assay costs of $13 per sample. The MaxGeo hosted team consists of several experienced geologists and database administrators. We also have many support staff that specialise in fields such as SQL, data science, IT, and GIS. They are all available to utilise their knowledge and enhance the hosted experience. When you become a hosted client, you will be assigned an experienced geological database administrator who will feel like part of your team. They will attend to all your database needs, including tasks that require a depth of knowledge, such as collar and survey grid transformations, calculation of dip and dip direction, significant intercepts and desurveyed coordinates, statutory and QA/QC reporting. Our hosting team has members in Perth, Brisbane, Johannesburg, and Vancouver, so there will be someone available to assist you any time of the day or night. Laphroaig Exploration consists of 7 dedicated geologists and other staff, and their focus is on the discovery of high-value greenfields gold deposits at the flagship Laphroaig Gold Project in Western Australia, where the company has achieved exciting early-stage exploration results. As a junior company, Laphroaig considered how they could best manage their database in terms of accuracy, data access, security, and cost-effectiveness. Wade Johnson, their managing director, had used MaxGeo products at a previous company and decided that MaxGeo's hosted data management solution would be the best way to have experts manage their data, keep it safe and secure, and give them access to their data quickly. Virginia Napier is his assigned DBA, and as you can see from his quote, knows her well and thinks of her as part of his team. That brings our webinar for today to a conclusion. Thank you all for joining us. Does anyone have any questions? So there is a box where you can type your question into. If anybody has any questions, you can do so now, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Okay, so somebody has asked, how quickly can you set us up? I'd be happy to answer your question, Claire. So we already have a solution set up in the hosting environment. You basically, it depends on what kind of data you guys already have. So what we would typically do is ask for a set of your files, whatever format they may be in. You might already have a database on premise that you would like migrated over to the hosted solution. In which case we'd take a look at those files and give you an estimate as to the cost for the migration of the database or your files into the hosted environment. And all of that can happen pretty quickly, but it just depends on the size of the data, I guess, is probably the biggest constraint on that. We can spin up a database on the hosted environment, you know, in a matter of minutes. We just submit a ticket through and we'd have a database ready to go in no time. And then the onboarding process is fairly painless as well. We have to do a few things like set up the automatic assay loader and set up Datashed 5 and also deploy some Logchief software to you if that's the way that you would want to go. So it's not imperative that you use Logchief. We do suggest that you use it because it works well with the integration of our software and the database and the validations and constraints that come along with that, rather than relying on Excel spreadsheets. It can require a bit of further data cleansing before it goes into the database. Yeah, all in all, it's a fairly painless process. Okay, we've got another question asking how do we get started and who do we contact? So you can see my email address on the screen there if you wanted to contact me directly. Otherwise, you can send a generic email straight through to sales@maxgeo.com, where our salespeople will take good care of you and walk you through the process of how to get onboarded. Okay. No further questions by the looks of it. Well, hopefully I have answered all of your questions for today, but as I said, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us. We'd really like to have a chat to you and see what we can do for you in the hosted management solution space. Thank you everybody for joining me today and have a good day. Goodbye.